Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Get Off the Damn Fence. We are back. I'm your host, Larry Caution, joined as I am each and every week by our co-host, Calvin Thomas, co-host, Justin B.A. the Barber Harris. Gentlemen, how y'all doing tonight?
I'm Peachy King.
Yeah, I'm sure one of us is doing way better than the other one. But, hey,
Peachy King.
before we get into all that, we appreciate you all tuning in tonight. We ask that you kindly just share the live. Let people know that we're here. We're here on a Wednesday night, talking all the latest in the NBA. We're going to get into some pro football, got some baseball. Orioles been doing that thing lately, so we're going to touch on the O's this week. You know what I mean? And then I'm letting y'all know now, I got a new activity, a new game, a new exercise for the crew that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks. We're going to start it tonight, and it's going to culminate in a few weeks. Because, look, we're getting down to it. NBA Finals is here. Not going to have a lot to talk about as far as NBA before free agency gets kicked off, NBA draft. But I have an NBA exercise for us to do that I think is going to be very fun, and we'll test our basketball knowledge. So I'm excited, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But first, we have to talk about it. We got to talk about it. We got to go to the man himself, Justin B.A. the Barber Harris, our resident Knick fan, sits here tonight as the New York Knickerbockers are on their way to the NBA Finals. First time since 1999 that we can say the Knicks are going to be competing for NBA championship. Justin, I'll throw it to you. A clean sweep, 4 games. The Knicks get the win, dominating faction. We have not seen a playoff run.
11-game win streak.
11-game win streak. I mean, almost every game a blowout. And the game that wasn't, it was a miraculous comeback in game 1 where it looked like all hope was lost. Cleveland had the game in hand. And from there, the dominoes fell. And the Knicks have never looked back. And they are hitting on all cylinders. But I'm not going to steal none of your thunder. Justin, talk to us. What's your thoughts?
That game you spoke of, we still beat them by 11, by the way. So I mean, it's really, and I hate to be like the cliche guy. I'm not on my Kobe-ish. Like was there to be happy about? I'm not going that route with it at all. But when it came to this Cleveland series, we kind of knew. I think we all kind of knew as the games was going that if New York didn't sweep them, then I think we messed something up. It's a combination of what we all been saying. I know I've been leading the damn charge. James Harden is absolutely a no-show in the playoffs. He might give you a glimpse of his old self, but even his old self was a no-show in the playoffs. Like it never changes. So I knew that was the one case, and I'm not buying the Donovan Mitchell, his inabilities to take a team further into the playoffs. He showed heart throughout the whole entire series. So I'm not knocking him. Evan Mobley was probably the main one that I looked at and said he had a
pathetic.
He could have been as good as advertised, whereas we would have to match his size, pause, and double Mitchell Robinson and Cat up. But he didn't. He didn't take advantage of opportunities, so he was able to get away with Cat playing majority of the minutes, and he had people like OG and Bridges and people of that nature. Shamit was guarding him at times like it. He had people, and he had a size advantage, and Cleveland never really exploited that. And that's a coaching thing. That's the same as that thing. I know I was thinking about it earlier. It's the same as that thing, which by game 2 or game 3 of the Atlanta series. I was saying the same thing about Cat. I was like, Cat, either you got to demand the ball, JB got to get him the ball, or the coach got to design plays for him to score. It's the same as that thing for Evan Mobley. You have a decisive advantage. You're skilled. You can shoot. You can. You have nice touch inside.
You can put the ball on the floor. Mm-hmm.
You can put the ball on the floor. And then that matches your defense. The better you do offense, you're already a defensive player. So it would heighten that because you care more. But they didn't take advantage of the one thing they had. So I kind of knew it was over. So it's nothing to like brag about it, anything like that. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we got 10 straight, 11 straight, however many games we won in a row. Because it's almost like 2001 Lakers almost like it's like starting to put us against those kind of teams because those teams was beating people like that in a sense. And I'm like, I don't think we're that good. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, it's just that the teams we played, we knew what was about. They was done. Cleveland had 2 Game 7s. They was tired. They wanted to say it without saying it. Dumbass coach said that they won via analytics.
Moral victories, analytic victories.
I don't know what the hell that was about. And like I said, even with Philadelphia, I said the same thing about. I said, they're not going to make it. They're not going to withstand us towards the end. Like that's just what it is. So it ain't like we had the gauntlet that we had to go through. We had the players, we had the teams that was in front of us. We beat them. We got them out the way. The number one thing that I take from this, and I'll leave it at this, is we are healthy. Period.
Yeah.
We are healthy, and we know what it is to get prepared for another game, even if we have 9 days rest, because we just went through that. So we are healthy, and we're going to give whichever team come out the West, we're going to give it pause all that we have, and that's all I can ask for. I don't want to repeat in 1999. I hate when people bring it up. I'm on my camera on shit a little bit when it comes to that 1999 stuff. Like I didn't seen it, and they got destroyed by San Antonio and a 2-year Tim Duncan, which was the best power forward at that
was
time.
That was rookie Tim Duncan.
That was 99. So Tim Duncan
98, he came in the league in 98, right?
It was a lockout year.
Yeah.
He came. I thought he came out in 97.
I thought he came out in 98 and then 98.
I think he came out the year after Kobe.
No, it was 98.
It was 98?
Yeah.
All right, we can check on that. Either way, when he entered the league, he was damn near the best power forward. So that's the guy that we went up against. So we'll see what happens this time. But
you're right, 97, 98.
Thank you.
He was top 5 MVP that year.
He was. I mean, this is Tim Duncan, bro. He came out the gates like dominating. But no, this ain't that New York team. This ain't Allen Houston. This ain't Sprewell, Charlie Ward, and them boys. We got love for them team, but this is a different monster led by JB, who's healthy, who's refreshed as much as you can be. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen in a few days.
I love everything you said. I agree with almost everything you said. But I don't want you to put no water on this thing, man. Look, I know you're trying to temper your excitement, but this is a big deal. I don't care who the competition was. The Knicks have been a good team in the last 2-3 years, and they choked against some teams that, quite frankly, teams that weren't as good as them. So for me, I can go back to Atlanta when this happened. I can go back to Indiana. Again, we talked about the Pacers with the comebacks and miraculous shots and Halliburton doing what he did. So for them to not falter to the same mistakes, first of all, no matter the competition, give Mike Brown his credit. We were critical. All of us were a little critical of that decision. And I'm not saying he's still good enough. I'm not picking him to win the world title. And I know that's how we judge teams. But like somebody else said, at the end of the day, this team is not a juggernaut that has been a championship contender year in and year out and just fell short. For them to get to the NBA Finals is a successful season. This is a successful step. Now, we can talk about what they need to beat the Spurs. I think they could beat the Spurs. That's me personally. But OKC, that's a different story, especially if they get healthy. If they get healthy, if they beat OKC, it's probably the greatest run in NBA history, in my opinion, because, man, the 11 straight.
11 straight blowouts.
Blowing people out. And then you beat the world champs. That's a hell of a run, man.
I agree with you. I'll throw it back to you just in a second. I agree with you. They would probably rather play San Antonio. I think Oklahoma City is a more difficult matchup. But if you're telling me there's no Jalen Williams.
But I think he will be back. That's the point.
But I mean, you pull the same hamstring of, and then you have to play, 10 days later?
But apparently he was questionable the other night. Like he'll be back for the final.
I mean, I think if they lost last night, he would have played game 6.
That's my point.
So I don't know how healthy he is. I guess is my point. But on the whole New York Knicks thing, I'll say this: the post games have been entertaining. Like the street interviews have been entertaining. The energy, the excitement. If y'all win in Game 6, like New York City may need like Batman or Superman, but it's gonna be crazy, and I'm here for it. Like I would love to. I'd love to see it. Like it would be a whole party from Game 6 to the parade. And
none of these are my teams, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same thing. So like
for me,
I didn't pick them.
I don't care. You know what I mean?
That would be something I want to see.
It's I thought about it a little bit. You know, I try not to project or whatever the case, but you know, I won't. I'll save it. I'll save it for that time period. But yeah, man, it will be something. It will be something.
Hating. The Knicks, they got a chance, man. They got a chance.
Hey, it is what it is. You know, it's a lot of people that's saying that, and I like that. I don't mind the Knicks having the underdog role. It suits us.
But they don't play like underdogs. That's what I'm saying,
and that's fine. That's fine. But if the nation, like, you know, you take a pulse of the nation, right?
Yeah.
If the nation is thinking, okay, this is the real championship. The winners out of OKC and San Antonio. That's totally fine. But we are not New Jersey Nets. We are not some of those Eastern Conference teams of the years past that was going against the West juggernaut.
But here's the thing, and a lot of people are ignoring this. The West is going to beat themselves up to the fact where if this series goes 7,
I hope it goes 7. I hope it does.
And the Knicks are there to pick the bones. Yeah. Like, you got to take attrition. Look at the injuries that we've seen even in this series. Look. They're missing AJ Mitchell. They missing Jay Williams, and those injuries can reoccur. It's not like we don't see these people getting hurt more than once. So again, in a fluky situation, injuries happen. The Knicks could catch them hobble and catch them at the right time. So the longer you play, the more opportunities there is for a major injury to happen.
I do not care if we have a Toronto Raptors championship.
Exactly.
I would not go whatsoever.
Y'all went 2-1 against the Spurs and beat them in the NBA Cup, right?
We did.
Yeah, but at the same time, we talking about now.
But I'm saying the NBA
Cup far better now than they weren't even back then.
But even still, Wemby played in that game. It wasn't like, you know, Wemby and Wemby played more than his average minutes. So it was like, I think that's a legit victory against him and something to build on, something you look back at, like we did this neutral site. And I think
I think with that, that's a good point, Calvin, and of course they're going to go through the footage of that. It's if anything, it's what do we do for Wemby? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good game plan, because unlike everybody else, when you play against Wemby, you have to change your game plan. You can't do the same exact things that you normally do. And we were successful with it. You know. We can use that if you're asking the question, and I think Larry kind of hit on it earlier, and so are you. Out the two teams,
first.
But the thing is, I don't.
Yeah,
I really do want to. I do want to play OKC because one, you have the MVP there.
Yo, Grizzly, you want to go through the you want the more so.
I do, and also. Honestly, like, I mean, we really just rapping right now. That's what we're doing. Let's get off the DFS. We rapping. Those young guns that San Antonio has, the Vassell's, the Castles, and all them boys, like, yo, their intensity. Sometimes I'm not saying I'm intimidated on the Knicks.
That's why I think you want to play them though.
They hungry, dog.
But even still,
they hungry, dog.
You match up better with them because you got an OG. You got Mikal Bridges. You got a Josh Hart. So you can match up with them more easily. And I'm not saying they have not played like rookies, first, second year, third year, 3 guys. They play well above their skill level, their wise above their years. But they're still going to be prone to make more mistakes, I think, than the Thunder. They're still young. And then I think what also happens is you have Cat who can pull Wemby away from the basket. You get more good looks on inside. You know, you have Cat. If Cat's hitting his 3. If Cat's hitting his 3, then all of a sudden you have to guard him outside. And I think all that just brings it to. And then we got back-to-back 9 days off. Like look, at this point, if I need to ride y'all 40, then look, it's the NBA Finals. Y'all gonna rest in June. Y'all rest in June.
The Knicks do not live and die on Cat being a dominant force inside. So Wemby can be negated. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, Wemby Cat don't mind scoring 8 points or 10 points and chilling, and just collect the rebounds when he can, and letting other guys. He's
so
I'm not,
you know.
Did y'all beat the Thunder the regular season?
No, we was on 2 against them.
Okay.
But
Cat don't need to
I'm also including a hobble Jalen Williams as well. If you telling me that it's Shea and the rest of the crew,
I don't know what you get from him though.
Without Jalen, then I don't mind going through OKC.
They're too dangerous.
But
man.
the problem is, I think
talk about them in a second.
He's missed so much time. I think they've gotten so accustomed to playing without him because he missed what?
They better without him in many
games. And between he had a broken wrist fracture or something like that.
Yeah, it moves, but. Okay, I'll say this, right?
We'll talk about this.
And I'm a transition, right? So when you look at OKC versus San Antonio, right? If this person stays consistent, it's already over. And this person I'm talking about is Wemby. He's been up and I'm giving you your flowers, Larry. You 100% called it. He's so up and down because this is the much he's probably ever played on any particular stretch. So yes, if you're telling me that's going to continue during the finals, yes, by all means. But with that being said, if he's able to play just like his average, not even like he played below his average, they win this series. Those OKC dudes, they were trying. But it was the ineptitude of San Antonio which gave the OKC the victory. They didn't flat out.
Where does that go back to? Does that go back to young guard play and not getting your guy looks and went in to get him going in certain spots? It does not. Not saying, hey, get from outside, get inside, get a couple baskets, get going, get to the free throw line,
bro. I think he just cannot.
I mean, that is too. But that's when you play 25 minutes a game, and now you're playing 40 every night.
So the Spurs are down 3-2, heading back home. They have an opportunity to tie it up tomorrow night. And as I said last week, and when we talked about this, I said, look, I was a Spurs fan many years. The problem I have with wrapping my arms around this team is Wemby is too inconsistent. And like you said a point, if he just did his average. Wemby averaged 23, 24 points in the regular season? That's what he averaged. He had 20 the other night. It's not about that. It's about how he scores, the aggressiveness. The games that he's won, the first game one, he had 41?
40 and 20.
24 rebounds. Then he followed up with 4 rebounds. He had one game. The other night, he had 6 rebounds last night. Come on, man. You're too big for all that. And a lot of them he got in the second half. The first half, the man took 15 shots for the game. Ain't no way in the world your number one option supposed to be taking 15 shots in a game, and a lot of them from the three-point line. Come on, man. And you 7'5"?
He gassed, man. And I think that's what's happening. So he's trying, but he realized probably halfway through this game, like, yo, this ain't it. I don't have it.
I can't repeat
now. I will then continue on, and then the next game, all right, bet he probably have a great, especially if he have a great game tomorrow, then that's definitely the case. He cannot withstand the back-to-back performances, which is what's needed at this level.
But he didn't have to. They blew the team out the night before. Like, it's not like he played a grueling 48-minute game. He'll play limited minutes and get the game the other night because they blew him out. Shea sat almost the whole fourth quarter. It's not like they went to overtime or nothing. So why was he so gassed for the next game? Were they reading their own newspaper clippings? Were he hearing all the hype? And he got too hyped because he had a phenomenal game. He had a great game. I'm not taking nothing away from him. But then you follow that up. When has he had a back-to-back night where in two back-to-back games, he was great?
Not at the conference finals.
That's my point. Yeah. That's my only, and I always have said this, and I'm not the only person who said this, but it's true. It's true. When you're young, that's why you have to be careful crowning these players too early. Let him mature into that. He has not refined his game. He has not refined his ability to go into the post. They have not figured out a way to get him the ball in easy spots on the court where it's going to make the game easy for him. How often do you see Wemby set up on the elbow? You don't.
That goes back to guards, in my opinion, on the court. Give him easy looks.
That's coaching and his inability to want to get down there. I'm not saying that the Thunder are not doing a good job being physical, making sure they knock him off his spot. But a lot of times he's too complacent. He allows them to push him out there because he is comfortable. Like somebody said, he's a guard in a 7'5" body. Like he prefers to take jumpers and do that kind of stuff. But when you have the mismatch, you do. Hartenstein, look, he a hustle player. You know what I mean? He's going to give you all the grind and grit he got. But at the end of the day, that man should not, and let's not even just talk about the offensive side. Wemby wasn't good on defense either the other night. Maybe the Thunder figured him out. Hey, we make him guard our shooters. We pull him out. He has to close out. He's not there for the rebound. We pull him away from the basket. That's a strategy on that part. Good job on the coaching staff of the Thunder. Congratulations. But if you want to be considered, as many people have told me, as the best player in the league, I mean, some responsibility come with that. Especially, I don't care if he's 22 or 25. That's what I was told when LeBron was trying to do this early. There's a maturation to this. And look, nothing against the young fella, but he has to develop other skill sets to be considered the best player in this game. And he's playing the world champ, so it's no not losing to the Thunder. But that's why I said what I said last week. Now, Calvin, I know you picked the Thunder from the beginning.
Yeah.
But was this because of Wemby, or you didn't have no faith in his supporting cast? Because I thought the De'Aaron Fox didn't show up last night, but I thought Vassell, Castle wasn't bad.
Yeah. I thought it was the others.
Foul trouble.
I thought it was the others that would step up more. I thought that San Antonio's team is very young. They're basically what OKC did last year, getting to the conference finals and then going all the way. But I just thought OKC's others, the guys besides Shea, were going to carry him. And I didn't think Wemby had enough around him yet. Now, those guys, like I said, they have played great, but just yet to play consistently, compete game in and game out, every other day, I just didn't think they could do that yet.
That's
so,
tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
Justin?
No, I mean, like I said, it's great points. And I guess this is the type of thing where the data points we just gotta let it play out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we need another game, another data point, and then we're gonna see what's happening. The problem is if it go the negative way, there will be no more data points because it's over.
So,
and
we got one tomorrow
after that. Well, I had San Antonio versus New York, so I need to stay with that. Ain't no sense of going away from that now. So let's go with San Antonio for the extra game, and we'll see what happens after that.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think SGA had a great game. He still finished with 32 points. He's one of those players where if his shot not falling, he finds other ways to impact the game. Like he might assist the basketball. He upped his defensive intensity last night. He played great defense. If you saw the on-ball defense he played against Castle got back into his turnover ways last night, making some erratic passes, and those were forced errors. And he started hearing whispers and shadows and stuff. Like I thought they did a good job making sure not only to take Wemby out of the game, but De'Aaron Fox was just, oh man, he was bad. He's not played good basketball. You play better at home when you role play. So, I mean, all things considered, Champagnie had a great game. I thought, to me, his game took away from some of the other guards because once he got the ball, he just said, I'm going to score. You know what I mean? He felt like he had the hot hand. But I think the Spurs are better when Castle, when Vassell, when all those guys are clicking. Johnson had a solid game off the bench, but it can't be a one-man show.
Kind of like you said,
that around.
Champagne shouldn't be your leading rebounder either.
Well, he was playing hustle. Give him credit. He wanted it.
I give you credit, but
he went after it.
It can't happen.
Yeah, it can't happen. It can't happen. Again, I think. Chet Holmgren and Hartenstein combined played very hard. You know what I mean? Probably Chet's best game of the series, to be honest with you.
And Hartenstein.
And Hartenstein was just physical. Outside of game one, I think Hartenstein's done a good job.
And McCain really, stepping up, taking shots when they're playing better with Shea off the court, really giving them an offensive option as well.
Well, he was in the start lineup, but he didn't score to the second half. But once he started scoring,
but he had 20.
Yeah,
in the second half.
All in the second half. That's my point. And then we can't forget. Look, Caruso was terrible the other night. horrible. I don't think he scored a point. But last night, he was sensational. You know what I mean? Like, that was probably, he's been an unsung hero of the entire series. So, again, I don't think it's over in the fact that I got too much respect for a 7'5" guy with that type of talent that I would hope, listening to the media, listen to the criticism. And then here go another thing, big fella. After you have a bad game like that,
can't send the goons. Can't send the goons.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that too. That too. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Did he really do it? I don't know. I can't speak to it. I don't want nobody suing us for plagiarism or calling us, accusing him of doing something he didn't do. But at the end of the day, you got to go to the podium and answer some questions. You know what I mean? That's true. That's part of the job. When you was up there campaigning for MVP, you had a lot to say. You know what I mean? You was up there having a good time with the media, laughing and joking, saying everything very candid.
You know,
went and chilled with the monks and all this other stuff. Okay. when things don't go your way, sit there and take your medicine. Like everybody else
was like this a little bit too, you know. I don't know whether it's a foreign thing.
Yes.
You know, like
entitlement.
That, you know, yeah. You gotta if you bold enough to talk when you're winning.
Yep.
You gotta eat. I mean, the series not even over yet. So yeah, you gotta eat
the face of the league. That you're gonna be the next face of the league. That comes with it. Take it the good with the bad and make sure it's more good than it is bad. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Shea took his medicine. He got beat down. Went up there. Hey, even when they was winning games, he wasn't happy with the performances. Even in a way, threw Chet underneath the bus. Remember that one game? They was like, nah, he ain't really do that or whatever like that. He had to clarify, like, oh, I didn't hear the question. Yada, yada, yada. It's just, that's part of the game. You got to answer questions, man. But anyway, I love the potential of Wemby. I don't want anybody to misconstrue that. And I've said this. I've been consistent. I just want it to be let him take his time and get there. He's going to get there. This guy's going to be the best player for a long time. But we don't need to shoot him to the moon before he's developed. And I think having a little bit of hardship, scraping your knee, getting a bump on the head early, that's going to teach him something where he's going to come back even hungrier. And I'm not saying it's over. They might, you know what I mean? This might teach him something. He come back and they win game 6 and 7. And then we having a whole different discussion. I think it's over. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he'll learn from this year and be better next year for it. So, again, you got so you still got San Antonio, OKC. Calvin, you going with OKC and New York?
Yeah, that's what I'm picking. I got San Antonio winning tomorrow. I think it goes 7, but I still got OKC winning. Yeah.
Okay. So it'll be interesting. So that's NBA Finals talk. But I do have an exercise I want to get into because it's NBA related. Because we haven't really talked about the extent of Cleveland Cavaliers and everything with them, but there's been a rumor. There's been a rumor and a lot of talk. I don't think it's a rumor. Just a lot of people prognosticating, talking about what could happen, what should happen, about possibly LeBron James going back to Cleveland to finish his career as a Cavalier, possibly being that final piece the Cavaliers need to help them get over the top. First, I'll go around asking you guys, what do you think about that? Calvin, I'll start with you. Do you think LeBron should go back to Cleveland and finish his career?
Do I think he should? No. Do I think he will? Increasingly, I'm starting to think that's what's going to happen. Okay. But you're in LA. You're in one of the top 2 or 3 cities in the world. You don't leave that to go back to Cleveland when neither team can really, as currently constructed, can help you win a title. So why it doesn't make sense to go back. I don't think you add LeBron James to this Cleveland Cavaliers team there, and maybe they get a game. Maybe they close out game 1. But even still, you still have Evan Mobley that's still underwhelming. You still have a James Harden that doesn't show up for the playoffs. You still have a Jared Allen that clogged the paint. I don't see the benefit of going back to Cleveland other for nostalgia reasons. It won't be to win a title. It won't be because they can pay you the most money because they are already over the second level of the cap. So no, I don't think so.
Justin, what you think?
On LA, who was the last person basically standing throughout the playoffs? It was LeBron. He knew what it take to get his body where it needed to be, and he was the one that was playing in the games. And AR missed a couple of, most of the playoffs that they had. And Luka missed the whole entire run. So I don't get this notion of him just leaving or them kicking him out. From the looks of it, they need him.
If you stand in pat, yeah.
And the Cleveland thing, like I get it, I get where that's coming from. But it's no way they're keeping the team as constructed and just adding LeBron James. No, if you want to add LeBron James, then you get rid of James Harden. Yeah. You can't have two Jameses there. One of them got to go. And it's going to be a package deal. Pause, and Bronny's going to have to come with him. And we understand that. And people in Cleveland are going to love Bronny. They literally saw him grow up before their eyes. So that's something that they'll, I'm talking about people behind the scenes, people that's like the janitors and all them stuff. They probably still working there. It's only been like 10, 15 years. Like they still there. So they're going to appreciate that. But James Harden has to go. So it needs to be LeBron James and some other young defensive-minded guy that can shoot. And and we see what happens. I think it'll be a whole different team if that's the case. But no, I think he stays in LA because they need him. And I understand Luka and what he wants is probably what goes. But AR is the one that's going to have to go. I mean, if this was Jerry Krause, AR's out of here. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta make tough and difficult decisions.
You don't think there's any way you keep Harden and just add LeBron?
What would that do?
That's a bad defensive team, in my opinion.
Exactly. What would that look like?
Yeah, I'm just asking from a ball handling perspective. James can still play point guard.
What did James say? He is a system, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Who was famously their own system as well? LeBron James. So some system is going to have to work and some system is not. And I go with the one that went to multiple championships.
I agree with that.
Them things.
But I think LeBron showing that he could be an option player and not the number one option. I think that's done something. At this stage in his career, having Harden, even if Harden takes a step back, I don't know if Harden wants to take a step back. I'm just asking. I don't know. It'll be interesting how they can make that work, who had to be let go. But anyway, it got me
real quick. Yeah, I know I messed up the segue. If they get James out of there, it will be very reminiscent of the Cleveland Cavaliers of old.
Would you leave losing for nothing though?
That's whatever I need to do. Whatever I need to do, if I gotta get LeBron James in there and James Harden's not there, Kyrie Irving would take the place or Donovan Mitchell will be the Kyrie Irving of that team. You got K-Love. Well, that's Evan Mobley. Mobley even better defensively. And that's where he wants to be any goddamn way. I saw him in the goddamn playoff. He want to be on the outside the whole goddamn game. You know what I'm saying? Then you got your big man inside. Like I say, you just get another 3-and-D guy. It's going to be very similar to what he had in when he went to the finals all those times. That's very plausible.
You need a Mon Shumpert. You need a grit guy. You need that because they ain't got it.
They're around.
Yeah, we'll see. But I had an exercise. It got me thinking. So over the next couple of weeks, we're going to do a tournament. Like we're going to determine, and of course, we already have our opinions. But I want to go through every NBA team, all 30 franchises, and pick the best starting five. You can pick any era and put your best starting five. And the only caveat, it has to be a point guard, shoot guard, small forward, power forward, and a center for each team. And how we're going to do this is very simple. So what I did was I put every NBA team on the wheel. All right. Y'all see the wheel? You're going to see the wheel in a second. All right. Where's my screen?
While he's doing that, this is completely new to us. We have no idea what's going on.
Yeah,
this is his master plan. So we're rocking out with it.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, y'all see the wheel, right? It's a little small,
See,
but I'll get it big. Don't worry.
Pause.
We're gonna put it right here. Oh, yeah, you can't see that. We're gonna make this work. So I can see
it. Was better the other way.
Yeah, I agree.
Calvin, you're first up. Y'all can see that?
Is that the Pelicans?
I thought that. Yeah, that's what
Calvin has the New Orleans Pelicans. All right.
Oh, so great. The franchise is like 10 years.
Hey, there's some good players to play for the Pelicans. All right. So I'm putting the Pelicans under Calvin's list. Justin, you're up next. Let's spin this wheel. In my mind, this looked a lot better, but I'm going to perfect this wheel. I promise you. Justin, you have the Dallas Mavericks.
All right.
Yes, Dallas Mavericks.
It's easy.
All right. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity. Let me do mine. Calvin, we're going to start with you. Put your starting five, and I got the Miami Heat. Oh, that's a good one.
It's easy.
Right. Calvin, who's your starting five?
Wait. I gotta ask questions now. I gotta ask questions before we go. This might help out Calvin. So are we saying like how? Because what version?
This is all time, right?
All time of the players. So case in point, let's just say let's just say somebody picked the Lakers, right? Somebody got the Lakers. Are we saying we're going to put the current version of LeBron James on there, or because LeBron James is there, you get the perfect version of LeBron, but the way they played while they had that jersey on. Okay, understood. Just wanted to say that. Okay. Cool. No problem. Just wanted to know.
CP3 the one. I think that's the easy one. That's easy.
Okay.
All
right, so no. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 5. Let's do. We're gonna do a 5 teams. Next week, we'll do the list. This will be our opening night. We just get your list together. I want you to have time. Next week, I'll have images, all that rolled out, and we'll do our list for all 5 teams. All right, so Calvin, we're gonna do.
Wait, how you get? I was gonna say where you get 5 from. I just got. This ain't as hard as I thought it was going. This ain't as hard as I thought it was gonna be anyway. Especially New Orleans.
Calvin. Oh, he got the Los Angeles
Lakers. Divine intervention. So is how they played when they were wearing those colors.
When they were, it's correct.
Okay.
How they played on that LeBron James.
Exactly.
He's still gonna be the 3.
So I don't.
Hey, this your goddamn
get LeBron.
He's still gonna be the 3. I could name that one on top of my head right now.
How the hell he get LeBron? That's crazy. I just knew somebody else was going to get him.
Yeah, they knew y'all wouldn't bring the positive energy, the vibes to a Lakers team.
Atlanta Hawks, Justin.
That's nasty work, though. They got like 5 good. They got like 2 good players on that franchise. That's
they got more than that.
I mean, they had some dogs over the years.
They got Pettit. They got Trae Young.
Yeah, we gonna go back to the 50s. Is that what we started?
Dominique.
Right. Yeah, I go.
I need to write this down before I forget. I'm putting it in.
That's why I can't put it I got the New York Knicks.
You ain't want to talk about it. I understand.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna put it in the group me right now.
Well, I got a chart. I'm adding them to the chart. I got.
Oh, you adding to the chart? Okay,
Calvin,
cool.
Yeah, I got a chart. Calvin got the Pelicans and the Lakers. I got the Heat and the Knicks. That's wild. That was some battles back in the 90s. And Justin, you got the Mavericks and the Hawks. All right, round 3 for Calvin. And remember, we're gonna do all 15 next week or next week's show, and we'll do 5 a week to build this thing out. Orlando Magic. Anniversary. The last game between Shaq and Penny.
Ain't getting on that.
Anniversary of Shaq and Penny's last game together.
Grant Hill
yesterday.
No, Grant Hill like 5 games.
Even in Orlando.
Oh, spin the wheel,
What I get with T-Mac besides a 3-1 loss in the first round? Pick Doc Rivers as my coach too.
Justin, you up? Okay. The Milwaukee Bucks.
All right, bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got a squad. You can work with that. Shit, I'd trade you. Damn. Okay. That's you got Lou Alcindor. All right, I got
Big O.
It's titillating radio. Yeah. Twin Towers, hey, Giannis. Good God. Please give me them. Yes. I got the Washington Wizards. That's the only team I really wanted.
You have a big man problem. I'll tell you that now.
Yo, back in 2001, 2002.
Who's the best center?
Yeah. Hey, man. Some of them Wizards teams.
Exactly.
Arenas,
No, I got a name in mind. I'm just blanking on his name.
Wes Unseld?
Yes.
Great. Now stand him up against other players, against other starting fives.
George Marathon.
Okay, absolutely not. Now name your 4. Just saying.
Probably gonna be Andy Davis.
Hey,
they ain't played game yet. What you mean?
Came in for minutes. Portland Trailblazers, Calvin.
Easy work.
Okay. Let's see here. Justin, you up next. All right, got Portland. Let's do this thing. Getting down to it. Who you looking for?
I mean, it don't matter, dog.
Toronto
and Boston.
Brooklyn Nets.
Does that include Jersey?
I would assume so.
It's the whole franchise. Yeah, the whole Nets. You got Dr. J.
Oh, so I don't get the Knicks, but they gave me the stepchild. The step. Okay, understood.
You close. All right. My 4th selection. We going with the Houston Rockets. Oh wow!
You ain't give him the benefit of T-Mac on there.
Put T-Mac on both scores.
I got both of your teams.
Both y'all goddamn mouth.
I put Harden and Melo on that first.
Yeah, I put CP3.
CP3 Harden Melo. There you go.
God play all day. All right, Calvin, it's your last selection. Let's rock it. The New Orleans Pelicans.
I already got them.
So that goes back to is that the Charlotte Hornets? No. You already had them.
I already had them.
Yeah, I didn't delete them off of that, so I'm glad that happened. All right.
Well, damn it, you got the Charlotte Hornets any goddamn way. There you go. You can include the Bobcats if you want as well, sir. Thank you.
There's no right answer to anything.
So you got the Bobcats. Yeah.
There is no right answer. I ain't picking nobody from the Bobcats unless you tell me Mike played a game that I don't know about.
Yeah, all right.
Say who?
Let's go. Justin, your final pick is
Michael Kidd Gilchrist.
The Philadelphia
76ers.
The Philadelphia 76ers Yeah.
Was it the 76ers?
That's not bad. They've had some real good. Yeah, Philadelphia. All right. And for my final pick,
let me ask you a question first.
I want
where does the Philadelphia Warriors stand with? Is that the Golden State Warriors?
Let's go.
All right, just wanted to make sure, sir. Thank you.
You putting T-Mac on that one?
I got a Toronto Raptors.
Did he play with
T-Mac? Definitely.
No, Toronto. I thought you picked. I thought that was Toronto.
I got Houston and I got Toronto.
Yeah, that was Toronto.
Oh, you got Toronto?
I do. I got Toronto and Houston. T-Mac, great team. Orlando. Who got Orlando?
I got Orlando. I got Orlando.
I got nobody.
Yeah, I can put T-Mac on even multiple teams.
Put T-Mac on the Hawks.
All right, that's the list.
Yeah, he did play for him.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be on there.
He did play for him.
And then remember, this is going to go up for a vote at. Oh, I didn't tell y'all that there. Anyway,
this nigga. Oh,
what? This is going to be a good competition because this guy.
I'm gonna say you.
We'll talk about more
after I get my five
in the coming weeks, but
after I get my starting five for each team, I'm gonna put it in Chat GPT. That way you can get like a whole little graphic for it.
Yeah. You gonna put in what? Chat GPT.
Put in Chat GPT.
Oh,
you're gonna be like, like it's gonna be all five of the people I picked, all rocking the jersey.
Yeah. You're probably gonna put somebody that didn't play for Atlanta in an Atlanta jersey.
I possibly could.
And they gonna look like
T-Mac starting.
It's gonna be tight. Yeah. Do some graphics. I use a little AI here and there. But anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be a fun exercise. We're gonna roll out our teams. We're gonna after we pick all 30 NBA teams, and then we're gonna do a bracket style tournament, and we're gonna have them face off against each other. According to, we're gonna rank the teams. Who's the number one seed? Of course, Lakers, Boston. Some of those teams, they're gonna be higher. So we're gonna do East West. We're gonna do it right. We're gonna do like a whole NBA bracket style, NCAA bracket style tournament. Narrow it down. We're gonna open it up to some fan voting. Y'all gonna get an opportunity to do some polls. Who y'all think will win between these two matchups? Put a little time in between. We can stretch this thing out. We ain't gonna rush this. And we're going to have some fun with it. And we're going to name the ultimate winner of the entire thing. And again, this will come down to who we pick as the players to represent these teams. And this was all random. We didn't get to pick what team we wanted. We just got to use straight basketball knowledge, put our squads together, and then we're going to have them go up against each other head up. Now, of course, you get the Pelicans and the Bobcats, you're kind of in trouble. But some of these other teams, when you really sit down and look at it, they got some players over the years, you know what I mean, who came through there. And it's crazy when you look at KD. KD made all NBA. If you look at the all NBA team this year, I think it was third team. It was second team. Like fifth team, the only player in history to make an all NBA team for 5 different teams. That's ridiculous, man. So again, when you start putting these squads together, you see how many teams, some of these great players like LeBron, KD, Shaq, interesting.
Chat GPT done already said my core for my New Orleans pick will be nasty. Like,
you cheating over here. You cheating.
I got a 5. I got my 5 in there.
Who's the best?
You put your players in.
No, I put my 5. I put my 5 in, and it gave me notes based off my 5. And elite playmaking, spacing, shot creation, dominant 2-way big.
AI be lying too, right?
That was a good idea. my New Orleans 5 is.
We'll talk about it. But anyway, that's the exercise. Let's keep it moving. Let's move to some Major League Baseball, man. Because, look, we're never normally excited to talk about O's, but, man, ever since we kind of was down on them last week, they've been kind of hot. O's been hitting home runs. They be going on a little road. They climbing towards 500 again. Did they win tonight?
They won.
They sure
the
Won
Rays.
again. Man, they've been rolling, man. They've been rolling. The bats is warming up. You know what I mean? The yard been doing that thing. People playing hard. I love it. This is what we want to see as June rolls around. Look, June don't start till next week, so it's still fairly early in the season. There's still time to turn this thing around. We just want to see some fight. We still want to see. Here she go. There she go. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. You just want to see some grit. We want to see some, pushback. You know what I mean? Some heart. Calvin, give us the report.
Look, we ain't talked about them last week, and they didn't won 6 out of 7. So I want to keep that ball rolling. Play good, fellas. Keep it up. Basayo needs to play every night. Don't care who's pitching. Basayo needs to be in the lineup. Best player so far this season. Better than Gunnar, Adley, whoever else you want to name. Samuel Basayo. Learn the name. He'll be here for a while. And shout out to DTLR for bringing out the Air Max 1s and the New Jersey color. I forgot what the jersey's name is, but shout out to DTLR for bringing them out next week as well. So, but I'm gonna keep it sweet because we didn't talk about them last week, and they won some games this week. So I want to keep that good juju rolling. I'm trying to keep that good juju rolling.
Some suspicion, man. The people coming for analysis. Kevin, Justin, what's going on? What you think?
Actually, I went to Monday's game.
Okay.
Memorial Day. Got a jersey out of it.
Okay.
So that was a game
that was the 12 inning game.
9-7 game, 12 innings. Asked me if I stayed the whole 12 innings. I did not.
You did.
But it was a great game. Kyle Bradish pitched a phenomenal game. And I think Colton did something with that game, and he did something last night.
Kyle had to walk off.
It was Saturday. It was over the weekend.
Okay, bet. Then it was over the weekend. Like I said, I didn't say
it was back to back. I thought.
Yeah, it might have been Sunday, Monday. Yeah.
I guess if you want to say play of the week, definitely goes to Kauser. Just playing phenomenal, but the team has been playing phenomenal. The defense is playing good. Adley Rutschman has had a good stretch. Tavares has been dominating with the base running. Blaze,
first home run tonight?
If he did the other night, that's great. But all he's doing is trying to get on base, and Blaze Alexander is doing the same exact thing. They was butting and a whole bunch of other stuff. Like they was playing baseball and then using their speed once they get into the bases to see what can happen from that. A missed thrown here, something else there. Next thing you know, people coming home. So very, very, very well played this whole entire stretch. I don't know if this is one of those series that you can build upon, but that 12-inning game was one of those games. And this series as itself, I mean, we pretty much 6-1, 11-2 right after that. So yeah, this is a great stretch for the Orioles. Here comes Toronto, and we're gonna see what we're doing with the Blue Jays. It's also Star Wars weekend, and I'm gonna try to go back there Saturday so I can get my bobblehead because I got one last year with Gunner. I don't necessarily want the one this year, but I'm gonna just try to keep that tradition going. It is. Hopefully he plays this year. But no, by me being a Star Wars guy, it's just one of those things where I want to try to continue with that. So shout out to the Orioles for doing that. So, it's a lot of, hey man, it's just one of those series where as though this might be the turning point.
Yeah.
And it might not be, but hopefully it is.
If they can keep it going, man, that's gonna be good, man. Because again, as it starts
to get back to 500. Gotta get back to 500.
Summer officially starts next week. You know what I mean? You get into June, you want to be playing good baseball, man. And what we've been seeing, if they can keep this going, we need the pitching to hang in there a little bit more. But we're going to talk about that to the end of time. If the bats is batting and doing what they're supposed to do, you're going to be in every game. So that's a positive thing. And I can't wait, man. That's great. Great baseball update. I'm not going to belabor it. As Calvin said, we'll jinx him if we talk about him too much. But let's move to the NFL. Hey, man, some stuff has been happening. It's not all good. You heard about the Josh Jacobs situation for the Green Bay Packers. He got some tough charges, man. That man might not be playing football for a while. He was arrested and booked on Tuesday with charges of domestic battery, criminal damage to property, suffocation, domestic strangulation, intimidation of the victim. He apparently really kind of these are the charges, you know what I mean? But where there's all that kind of smoke, there's got to be some fire. And we don't know the circumstance that led to it, but you never want to be on the other end of a domestic situation, especially when they talk about he choked the woman, he strangled her. Yeah, it's not a good look. Not a good look. And we hoping for the best for that young lady. And looks like he might not be walking around much, considering those charges. But I think football might be the least of his worries right now. Calvin,
we said the same thing about blanking on the guy's name in Atlanta that had the similar charges against the WNBA star, Lakia Jackson. That's if he allegedly did that, then you gotta face those consequences. That's not a good look for a team that's trying to be a Super Bowl contender, and that's their starting running back that they just signed a couple years ago and gave him an extension as well. But that should be the least of his problems right now, and needs to be whatever he did and face those consequences. But it's crazy how the pictures drop of him on vacation and the young lady that he was with, and now you're wondering if that's her or was she the other female and she found out about something, or did his main female find out and that's what caused this interaction. But still no excuse. So you got to face some consequences if it went down like that. He spent the night in jail too, so that says something as well. When you got that kind of money, you still spend the night in jail. So
what's your thoughts, Chuck?
I just want to apologize first and foremost because I chuckled as you was talking, and I don't want nobody to think that I'm a proponent for any of this because I'm not. But when you say you never want to be on the other end of domestic violence, I ain't gonna lie. I had an image of somebody just getting clocked. Like you don't want to get hit at all. Like you don't want to be on that side at all. And that's 100% factual when it comes to that. No one should have to deal with that. So there's no charges. Like he didn't necessarily get convicted of anything yet. So he will have his day in court to prove his innocence.
He's been charged, but he hasn't been found guilty of anything.
Guilty yet. So hopefully everything works out with all parties included. But if you did that, then he got to go. Just as simple as that. It's not too much to talk about when it comes to this. You took advantage of the situation because you're the NFL player, you're the stronger of the two, and all this other stuff. So you wanted to impose your will. Then you might go to jail. Somebody else might impose their will upon you. So you just you never know. You don't want to play those types of games. And I guess he's playing them. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully she's safe in the situation. And we just want to see what happens. But it's tough law. That's tough for the Green Bay Packers, I should say, because I don't think he had too much of a rep for that. Like I don't remember his name being linked to domestic violence of this nature, especially of this nature in the past. So your organization that signed somebody thinking that they're on the up and up, and next thing you know, you have this happen a few seasons after you sign them, when you're like, God damn, like we got a team for a deep playoff run. Like we're trying to go win it all based off of who they picked up on defense and things of that nature. So, to have this over y'all season is going to be very, very tough for them. So, all respect to the victim, and hope everything's well with that. But, the organization as a whole, and I know they're kicking themselves, but, just got to deal with it sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the big thing, the point you make. You never see none of this coming. You know what I mean? We lived through Ray Rice here in Baltimore. We didn't know Ray Rice was, had that in him.
You
know what I mean? That the first thing you think is no, Ray couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, and then you get the video evidence. It's like, well, yeah, he did it. You know what I mean? But again, we're not here to pile on. We're not here to, say that someone's guilty of anything before anything has been proven. We just reporting what's out there, what's the facts according to what they have, and apparently there is footage. So it's hard to combat that. So we'll see. We'll continue to monitor. That's our job, to report what's going on. But if you're just looking at it from a Green Bay Packers perspective, man, this team is snake bitten, man. Between all the injuries they've experienced. They've lost some good players, Romeo Dobbs, and maybe you lose your starting running back, and your tight end went out for the year last year, Tucker Kraft. Then you lose Micah with that injury. We don't know how that long that's going to linger. Your window can close very quickly. And in addition to the advancement of the Chicago Bears, and about that division, man, your life can change real quick when people do things.
I guess the lining of all this is, it happened after the draft and all those things, but at least it happened before the season. Whereas though you can make some goddamn. You right. Lock him up. But at least they can make some moves that they need to. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a in-season thing. Because you brought it to Ray Rice, like that was in season. So you had to pivot and stuff like that right then and there, which is very, very hard for a franchise to do. So they got some time. He already knows that he's not on the team no more. I think he knows that, especially if it's videos. Like they don't ask, like, "Yo, did you get caught on video?"
I didn't hear the video aspect of it.
Yeah, that was the rumor. There's a video out there, so we'll see when it comes to that. But what is that magic date? June. What is that cut date? Everybody talks about it.
Like it's usually like June. Them June 1st cuts.
That June cut is coming up quick, so there might be some people out there on the scrap heap that might be able to get picked up and fulfill that void. We know about AJ Brown, possibly that trade going down. I think they were waiting for. I can't think of the actual.
They were waiting for June 1st, but supposedly it's not. There are teams that have offered more, because the rumor was the New England didn't offer a first, but there's a team that offered a first. So it may not be him going to New England, but I think all signs point to him not being the Eagle, especially with the whole. He was the one that got married last week, right?
Man, I was going to bring that up.
He got married and he didn't invite. He didn't invite. Yeah.
Is that true?
That
he wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
He didn't invite Hurts, or was he double?
I heard
apparently he was at Hurts' wedding.
He's like, I think Hurts is the godfather to his oldest
godfather to his child.
Yeah, you say a lot of things. 1 and 2 of y'all relationship,
but they said it's something personal between them, and Hurts is basically put it to the side, but AJ Brown didn't, and there's been those rumors that of course it'll come out after it gets traded, but there was rumors that it could be involving a woman that they both previously dated and things like that. These are just rumors, but the rumor is that they aren't as close as because you remember they played. I think they said Hurts hosted AJ Brown's visit to Alabama. So they've known each other, we're talking about going on almost 10 years. Yeah, roughly. So
makes sense.
And for you to be that his child's godparent, like that means y'all were close. So to go from that to not even invite him to your wedding, that's a big
over me not throwing you the ball enough, or
I don't think they said it's personal. They said it's off the field.
You know what I mean? It gotta be.
They said it's off the field.
It hurts not stand up for you in the media and you taking it personal. Like
I've heard it's off the field. They say it's off the field. It has nothing to do with it. Just it's gone. It's leaked on the field because of their.
AJ said, but Jalen Hurts said nothing has changed in our relationship. We still got a great relationship. So I don't know. It's a lot of smoke.
Look, actions or words.
I think it come down to I think I'm better than what I'm getting the opportunity to show in Philly. I think that's the bottom line. And quite honestly, I say send him away. Go let him have fun doing whatever he want to do for whatever team. Now, if I'm the Ravens and you say there's another team out there with a one that's willing to trade one next year.
Suppose it's the Chargers.
If the Chargers think that we are AJ Brown away, maybe you do make the move, but they got receivers. What they need another receiver for?
Who they got?
Ian McConkey. They got they did have to go get what's his name? Who was there? Keenan Allen.
They had to get him. Free agent.
Yeah. So maybe they do need, but they got what's his name? The fast guy, Quentin
Johnson.
Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Ain't no AJ Brown.
Nah, he ain't no number one. So it'll be interesting. The running game suffered last year as well. Let's keep it moving. Speaking of the NFL, Lamar Jackson spoke to the media today. First time in the offseason. Of course, he was going to be asked questions about, John Harbaugh being moved on from. He was asked questions about, his contract situation, whether he wants to be a Raven long term. Yickety yickety. Calvin, did you listen to any of the comments made by Jackson? What was your thoughts?
I saw clips. What caught me, I guess, off guard the most was the not going for another fully guaranteed contract. I don't know if he believes that ship has sailed, or
I think he does.
He believes that whoever is the highest paid quarterback when he gets paid, he was guaranteed to make more, and or it's going to be like a lifetime Pat Mahomes contract. But he seems more open than I thought he would be in regards to answering those questions. He usually doesn't answer a lot of questions about contract talk, especially going into a year and the following year where he has an $80 million cap hit. So something has to be done within the next 12 months or so. So I was surprised by that. It does make me think that he wants to be here long term, because the easy way to get around it is say I'm not going to talk about it, and you can let everyone believe what they want to believe. But by saying that, it seems like you want to be here. It seems like you're developing a good relationship with Mentor. You're developing a good relationship with your OC. They're giving you that freedom while trying to put some stability in you to make you better. So it's good signs. I mean, but it's still May. But the answers were good signs if you're a Ravens fan, you worry about the long-term future of Lamar Jackson.
I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, even when they asked him about the guaranteed contract, this is 2026. That was in 2022. Okay, you didn't answer the question. Are you going for a fully guaranteed or not?
I thought he said he wasn't going. I thought he insinuated he wasn't going to.
I never heard him definitively say that. Maybe I'm wrong, but what I heard, he just said that was in 2022. This is 2026. Now, on the surface, this is your third contract. You shouldn't, if your play hasn't, to me, provided you the opportunity to have the leverage to already expect that, I don't think anything changed. You haven't brought home a Super Bowl trophy. You haven't done anything. I think he's won one MVP since then. So if you want to talk about that, yeah. But I think that leverage is gone. Then they asked him about his durability and what happened last year with the injuries. He said that was a once-in-a-lifetime thing, which leads me to believe he could have done more at practice. I think, which has been rumored and kind of confirmed in many ways, that was a mutiny. That was some type of stance he was taking against Todd Monken. He had a problem with the practice style, the schedule. He had a problem with having to go out there and, show himself and not have a contract long-term to, protect himself. And at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson is a business. He's a corporation. He's going to do his best for Lamar Jackson, the business, and the corporation. So I'm very interested, because he's not working on a long-term deal right now. He's on a short-term kind of deal. He doesn't have too many guarantees left that they're going to be comfortable paying him. Will he go the extra mile for this new coach? Will he show himself to be what we've seen him be in the past, everything player? I'm going to give you everything I got. Or will we see a continuation of some of the hesitation that he showed last year to go out there and go the extra mile? I'm very interested. I thought his comments were very neutered and very cryptic. I didn't get any deep insight from it, and I felt like it was something he had to do. Yes, he was positive about John Harbaugh, wished him the best in New York, and he absolved himself of anything that had to do with moving on from him. That was very, very calculated on his part, which is a good PR move.
And you got to answer that question at some point. So
sure. But overall, can't say I was impressed. Justin, did you hear any of it? Read any comments?
I was actually going over it now while I was going back and forth a little bit. Got a good gist of it. I like the positivity. I think both. I think he's been very positive. It's the start of everything, but they was asking how you feel about changing. This is his first new coach, right? Like this is his first time like listening to a different voice, and he was very receptive. Gave honest answers. Jesse Minter did the exact same thing when it comes to Lamar Jackson. First thing he said was, he's been showing up, which is one of the, I guess, questions heading into the offseason. Well, how much will Lamar give of his time? And he's doing all those things. So I think Lamar Jackson is doing everything that you're supposed to do as a Raven when it comes to new coach, new system, new offensive coordinator. He's putting his body out there. He's putting his time out there. And like I say, he answered everything very PC, but nothing like, negative, not no AJ Brown type questions or nothing like answers or nothing like that. Like I said, and he answered most of them, if not all of them, with a smile on his face. So I think as a Ravens fan, you really can't ask, like, yes, you want like, yeah, I'm be here, don't matter the contract and all that, but that's not business. It's still a business at the end of the day, and he gotta do business with the Ravens. But besides that, great Lamar Jackson. Well, what else can you ask for?
The Monken question was the one that really said a lot when they asked about Monken or asked about Declan Doyle, and he says a breath of fresh air. I mean, that tells you all you need to know.
You're probably sunning them the whole time, telling them what you want to do.
Don't do that. Don't do that. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know. Don't do that to him. Don't do that.
They're the same age, or was he turned? They the same age.
Look, if they the same age, Lamar's older. We'll call it that day, because that man don't have no experience. He's probably in awe of being in the same room with Lamar Jackson. Probably asking Lamar how he like his his drinks. Do you like cold? Room temperature. How you like? You like chicken salad on toast, or you like it on regular bread? What you like? You know what I mean? You more of a soda or tea guy?
Declan Doyle is older than Lamar Jackson.
By what? Couple months?
He just turned 30.
A bunch of reverence. He ain't talking to him like a real coach would. He ain't cussing at Lamar. What you?
Because he's 30 and Lamar Jackson's 29.
Ooh.
Lamar turned. Did he just turn 30? Because I know Lamar turned 29 this year.
Yeah, he turned 30 in March.
Okay.
That's almost a whole year.
Yeah, you got him. Yeah. Anyway, again, I'm trying to be positive. I'll be traveling down to Charlotte to watch the Ravens this year. And I think we're going to another game. Anyway, we'll see. Look, I'm still a Ravens fan, and I'm not a Giants fan. I was doing that because I was trying to support Harbaugh, but they Trump supporters, and I can't do it.
This is May. We'll see what happens in September. This is May.
They Trump supporters.
This will be your third team, and
I can't get behind that.
It's your third team in 4 months.
Jackson Dart out here at Trump rallies, it's just not in my blood. I can't do it. But I wish you best coach, man. You're a good coach for us. I got to move on. Let's move on to the world of professional boxing. I know we don't get to talk about boxing a lot, but did y'all watch the Usyk fight over the weekend?
I forgot it was even over the weekend,
bruh. Yeah, I'm a big kickboxing fan. I've been following kickboxing and MMA since probably back when Pride. If y'all don't know what Pride is, go look it up. Pride used to be like that like the biggest thing in Japan. You could go to Blockbuster and they had all the Pride tapes, and you could watch like back with Kim. Like y'all remember? Yeah, I probably remember. But back in the day, before you knew who Kim Shamrock was, because he was on WWE wrestling with Bret Hart and Stone Cold at WrestleMania. You have MMA was international too. Like you had the Pride, UFC, but UFC was pretty much barred in the United States. Anyway, kickboxing was a big deal. So this guy, if you don't know, Rico Verhoeven, he was like the most dominant kickboxer ever. So he decided, I'm gonna dip my foot in the regular boxing. Hey, he's a hell of a striker. This man was whooping Usyk's ass, man. Go find the fight, please. Go find it. That was a ass whooping. if I never seen one before. And don't get me wrong, Usyk started turning on late. I think he won like round 9. I might have gave him 10. But other than that, I mean, if you would have went to the cards, if this thing would have went like it's supposed to, as soon as Usyk started getting a little flurry in the 11th round, where, I mean, this was the weakest stoppage I can recall in the history of boxing. They probably had so much money riding on this fight that the refs called this fight as soon as Usyk put any type of flurry together, and they called the fight off. It was the worst stoppage I can remember, because it probably would have been the biggest upset, and since probably Mike Tyson got knocked out by Buster Douglas. I'm gonna go that far back. Like, this was a robbery, man. I've never seen, like, when the bell rang, everybody looking around like, what? And it made it so bad because it was about to be the end of the round. So he made it out of the round legitimately, but the referee called the fight off with, like, I swear it had to be like a second or two left in the round, and they called the fight off, and Usyk retains his title. I think it was the biggest robbery in the history of boxing, and it was, if nothing else tells you why boxing is in the shape it is in, go back and watch that fight. Nobody has any confidence in the judges. Nobody has any confidence in the referees that things are on up and up, because it's all tied to gambling. It's all tied to money. This was pathetic. I know neither one of y'all seen it, but do yourself a service. Go out of your way. If y'all want to see what's wrong with the sport, that's it right there. This is why organizations like TKO and some of these other organizations want to take the control out of the hands.
Yeah, Dana White talks about that a lot.
Individual, promoters, and put it under one ruling body where there's a world champion in each work. Well, make it like UFC for boxing, because it's so many outlaw, mud show, back alley deal, bull crap that go on in boxing that is ridiculous. And this was probably one of the worst I've ever seen. Like I said, this would have been one of the biggest upsets probably since Tyson and Buster Douglas. But Usyk, he went out there.
Did it go? It didn't make it to the 12th round.
No, they called the fight.
Like, it was like 5. It was like 8 seconds left after he got knocked down.
He got up, he recovered, he was fine.
Yeah,
and the ref called it. He could have, you know how you make it to the end of the round, like, yeah, you made it.
Yeah,
okay.
He was going to make it.
And came out there and whooped his ass again. But they called the fight, and they gave the fight to the champion. Of course, everybody like, oh, it should be a rematch. But I'm like, man, if I'm him, I'm like, I don't want to fight him again. I beat him. I was beating him. I got robbed. He can live off that the rest of his life. Like, you see what they did to me. You know what I mean? Anyway, he just was dominant, man. He's a great kickboxer. And if this would have been a kickboxing fight, that thing went 2 rounds, because he's that efficient with the legs and all that kind of stuff. But man, his striking was fantastic.
Yeah, I just saw the highlights of it, and I said, I don't know both dudes. So when you said the names, I was just like, all right, well, the dude in the black trunks looked like he was winning. And then next thing you know, my man had a flurry and he knocked down, but he only threw like 2 to 3 punches, and they called it after that.
It was bull. I never seen nothing like it. I really, it was bad, man. Anyway, it's the least worthy of looking at by the commission to be like, yeah, this wasn't right. Anyway, that was what happened there. Let's move to the world of professional wrestling. Just a side note, if y'all haven't watched AEW in a while, I a service.
I did go back and rewatch Edge and Christian. Well, I guess you can't.
Phenomenal match.
Edge and Christian no more. I guess.
Phenomenal match. I'll send y'all I got the whole. I downloaded the whole show and watched it again today at work. I didn't say that. I wasn't at work. I was home. I'll send y'all the clip, man. I mean, not the clip, the video. It's like 4 gigabytes. I'll put it in the group chat, and I'll drive for the Google Drive. Go download and watch that show. That's probably one of the greatest pay-per-views Triple H, take notes, man. This is how you book a show. This is how you lay out a pay-per-view, a top show where top talent is displayed, and they allow the guys to go out there and put on a full litany of athletic greatness. That show was absolutely sensational. But anyway, this weekend is WWE clashing at the Castle.
Clash in Italy.
Clash in Italy, whatever. They change the name every month. But
five matches.
5 matches. It's nothing compared to what you saw last weekend. And I don't like to compare. They're two different companies. They do business differently. But it is a good show on paper. I think every match should be good. I thought Saturday main event, for the most part, every match was solid. But at the end of the day, do you think that there's going to be a world championship change this weekend, either by Cody losing to Gunther or by Roman Reigns losing to Jacob Fatu? If there's no world title change, have we really seen a happening? I don't know. But Calvin, I'll start with you. Is a title change in hands this weekend?
I think if there is, it's Cody and Gunther. But I would say no, because I think Cody loses to Punk at SummerSlam. I think that's what's going to happen when Punk comes back. And I think I do think Reigns loses before at SummerSlam at the earliest. I want to say the Rock rumors have started back up again, and also the what is Umaga's nephew name? I'm blanking on his name right now.
Tala?
Yes, and he's supposed to be coming to help Roman this match as well. So I think we get fireworks, quote unquote, but I don't think we get a title change. Like I said, I do think if we're finally getting Rock Roman, it's not gonna be for the title, so Roman has to drop the title. But you don't do it this early, in my opinion. I think you still wait till after the summer. He's still got to sell tickets through SummerSlam. I'm not even gonna say War Games, so you can figure out something else for that. But he's got to sell tickets through SummerSlam. SummerSlam is 2-night main event. That's where he drops it. So I do not have a title change on Saturday night, but I do think we're in for fireworks because we've got to make up for the non-title change, and we've got to make up for it being just going by paper, in my opinion.
See, I hear you.
I don't. You put the belt on Gunther.
I would change the title.
Both of them?
No. See, because they put the story in that if Jacob loses, he has to join the bloodline and be like his henchman. I think that extends that story.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. It does.
And I made this point either last week or the week before. You got a lot of guys who are around the same level. Like they ready to take that step, but you're not ready for them to take that step yet because the guys on top are still like pretty hot. So you got your Obafemi who you had to find something to do, so you bring Brock back to feud with him. You got your Braun Breaker who now you put him into a tag team because he's not ready to win the world title right now.
And
somebody, Logan Paul got hurt.
Yeah.
So he fits into that. You got your Royce Keys, who
most injured,
great talent. Ever. Yeah, everybody getting hurt, man. They are, man, they are snake bitten. But you got all these guys who are these big monster style guys who you can keep kicking that can down the road. But to me, with Gunther, because we saw him defeat John Cena and retire him, we saw him defeat AJ Styles and retire him, you have to capitalize off of that. We saw him beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Like, that's 3 of your biggest stars, if not. Like, John Cena, you saw him retire Goldberg last summer. John Cena, AJ Styles, he beats Seth Rollins, albeit with outside interference at WrestleMania. Put the title on him. You have to do it because now you paid off the move. You know what I mean? You've given people a finish to it. Like, okay, now if he loses in the future, hey, he went on the run, he won the title. Cody as champion does not need to hold the title for 365 days. He can lose it, get it back. And you know what that also does for Cody? Because that kind of stuff, I think people don't be thinking about it, but I think about it. They love having these multiple time champion reign, numbers like Ric Flair was a 16-time champion. John Cena is a 17-time. Randy Orton is the whatever time champion. If Cody only holds the title once or holds it for a year, you know what I mean? And he had 2-time champion. But if he loses a couple times, wins it back, that ups up his numbers. They're going to want those numbers, you know what I mean? And the only way you get those numbers, you got to lose. You lose and you get it back. But I think the bigger point is if the goal is for Gunther to be that guy that when you beat him with someone else, it matters, I think that's a way better thing to crown a world champion who's next by beating Gunther. Then you can have, if you want to crown Jacob Fatu or Braun Breaker or Royce Keys or Obafemi.
That does open up the Royce Keys story. I'm just saying,
you got a strong Gunther. You put him in there with Oba. Oba beats Gunther for the title. That's a good story. You know what I mean? Original story was going to be Brock and Gunther. Maybe that doesn't happen. Maybe Oba beats Brock again. Gunther wins the title. And then that's the showdown. Gunther and Oba. You know what I mean? Like, I just think you could have more opportunities with the heel Gunther and than Cody right now. I think Cody don't need the title. He don't need it right now. I don't think so. Justin, your thoughts? The question was, between the 2 world titles, do you see either one of them changing hands this weekend?
I think for the storyline, I think both need to change.
Both? Wow.
It will be an epic way to bring in a Clash because let's face it, they're going to do European tours every year, right? So Clash might be, outside the Big Four. It could be like one of the best ones outside the Big Four.
Well, let's be honest. What is the Big Four now? Like,
I mean, you talking about just as well. You got WrestleMania. There's still 2 nights. SummerSlam probably be 2 nights. Survivor Series is 2 nights. Royal Rumble is only 1 night. So that's still the Big Four because they got multiple nights, most of them.
And I get that, and I do think that is traditionally the Big Four, but I think they've done a good job making Money in the Bank important. That's pretty big. Elimination Chamber,
yes.
Yeah, those have become
I still
pretty
think
big.
The Big Four, and then there's a bubble like 3 or 4 that's right outside of them.
Right on the cusp.
But Clash is coming out of nowhere in a sense, right? So Clash is trying to. Look at the card. This is probably one of the best cards we're going to see on card.
The best non-Big Four card.
I'm not a fan of Becky and Soul, but I get it.
We get it, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's a great way to bring it in. I think, like you said, Cody. It's weird how wrestling works. Yes, it's either you need to have a 7 to 1,000 day reign, 700 to 1,000 day reign. If you're not having those numbers, let me lose it. I need to get it back. Let me lose it. Let me get it back.
But the only reason he lost last year was because it was Cena's last ride.
Oh, okay. But he still lost it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we can't go back and say, well, if he beats him, then he would have had the belt for 700. No, he lost. Correct. You know, so it had to stop and it had to restart once he won it back. So I think Gunther and what you were saying, it's a segue. Gunther has a great segue effect. It makes people like you said it, all those people that you named, they can possibly beat Gunther. So it's like, okay, cool. All right, so we can get another champion in here, and then that's what you need. We need more people vying for the belt to make it more realistic. Yeah. And for the thing with the Roman side is, I can see Roman winning with no problem. And that's an interesting storyline itself. So now you have Jacob as his, he's times 5 the enforcer that Solo ever was.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So let's just say we just talking about down the road. Oba beats, let's say they let Oba beat Brock. Well, Oba's going to have to eventually go for the championship, but now he has to go through the bloodline or the family, the first family.
I like that.
With Jacob now.
Yep.
And that's a formidable threat. Like Roman is tough as it is. He's going to squash the Usos.
Yeah.
It's the werewolf that you have to worry about now. So that makes that entertaining. Or, and like I said, this is King's idea, so I'm piggybacking off of that a little bit. Shout out to We Talk Combats, but he mentioned like, yo, if Jacob wins, the Usos might walk away from Roman, and Roman takes his hiatus and everything like that. Roman ain't gonna give you too much time now. We lucky that we got this much Roman as it is now, so he can go back and take a good month, 2 months off. But now is Jacob lead with the Usos following behind him, and let's see what Jacob does with that. So it's multiple ways we can go about this thing. I think both sides is interesting. I'll watch it for both. I can't necessarily give you that guarantee when it comes to Cody.
Yeah,
it's not the same effect.
This
ain't even I hate Cody thing. It's like I just think it's a time for a change.
I think there's more story to it if Cody loses, and it's more
story.
Wait. Do you think he has help losing though? Do you think it's a KO return?
No, I think it's a Randy Orton return. And I think there's more story to the fact that if Roman retains, I like the story of Jacob having to join the bloodline.
Yeah, I think that's the story.
The opposite, because Roman needs to still be involved. And with Jacob part as the bloodline, Roman won't need to be there every week for that bloodline story to still continue on. I don't like breaking up the bloodline right away. They just got together. So I like to keep that story going for a later date. And I think that can make
breaking up to me. It's like it's pivoting because you're still within the same family. You know what I'm saying?
I still think Jacob will eventually beat Roman, but I don't think it needs to be this week. I don't think
it'll be for the belt.
It needs to be when he finally break away from the bloodline. Like it has to be some type of stipulation where if I do something, I get to leave the group. You know what I mean? But right now, I like that whole old school, hey, you got to join and be my quote unquote servant or whatever like that, or you got to acknowledge me. But I don't think they're going to make Jacob the tribal chief. I mean, they're just not going to do that. But it's interesting. But I agree with you. The Cody story, like I was saying earlier, you got to give some type of payoff on the Gunther aspect of it because you had him beat Cena. You had him beat AJ. You had his retirement gimmick.
He needs a championship.
Yes. It don't have to keep being about retiring guys. It just be about he's a dominant beast that we have to worry about.
I said this when it happened, once he finished that following Raw at the beat Cena, I was like, he needs a forgive me for saying a short mustache type of a speech afterwards. You feel me? Like, and it would have been even great if he started to use some of his German dialect or wherever he's from. Dialect. Like he that would have been a great time for him to have his reign of a supervillain. Like he is yet to fully embrace that, or they maybe not have allowed him to do so.
I think they toned it down a bit. Yeah,
and I think they should turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but maybe they'll do it with him being a champion. So now it's like I took out y'all favorites, and now as a result, I am the WWE champion. Yeah. So, bow down or whatever the case.
I really think that's what they're missing right now. No, not on the babyface era and all that, but you need a heel.
You need somebody that you can hate.
You know what I mean? You need a heel with all of these baby faces they've been building that you can get 6-7 good pay-per-view matches out of. You know what I mean? And a believable heel like Gunther will get a good match out of these people.
And the way Gunther will win, because he got to win some of these matches, right?
He will sell the hell out of it, though.
The way that he will win, which means more likely than not, he submitted your great hope. You feel me? Like your next hope. Yeah, I submitted him.
Passed out, or what I mean?
Or the way he pins you after the power bomb. Like, yo, I destroyed these dudes. Like it's set up, and I can't stand Gunther, but it's set up for him to be that guy.
Gotta be a better
that Royce Keys match. I thought he got Royce Keys over. I don't care what nobody said.
I agree.
No one left there saying, "Damn, like, what the hell is Royce Keys doing here?"
Yeah,
it was like, okay, cool.
He looked like he belonged, and even though
that
he
was
lost,
important,
it made it look like, yo, we go watch this down the road.
I think that was important to SmackDown.
Big match. That's what I'm saying. Like, whoever your heel is, you have to give enough where even if you win, it's like, nah, he might not be ready right now, but give him a little bit of time. That's going to be a good match. You know what I mean? So, again, I like the card overall, and we briefly talked about it. So we don't. I love it when it's a question. When you book a match, it shouldn't just be a foregone conclusion, like because we got this match we're anticipating, they can't win. Like again, I'm reference AEW. One thing they did a couple months ago, they had Darby Allin, who is been a fan favorite for a long time. Very athletic, daredevil type guy who's never been the type of guy you look at him like they're never going to give him the title. He beat MJF, won the world title, and they gave him a 1 month reign. It's maybe 6 weeks, but I swear, in that 6 weeks, he might have had the best world title reign I've ever seen of any book champion because he wrestled on every show. They got 2 shows a week.
For the belt?
He defended his title on every Dynamite, every Collision, and were banger. Every match was great. So by the end of the reign, even though it was probably, that's why I can't even remember how really long was the reign. He defended the belt every week, where by the end of it, you felt like, damn, that was a hell of a title run, even though it was a short period of time. That's how you book a champion who you don't feel like you're going to keep it on that long. He'll lose it at the next pay-per-view. But guess what? We got our money's worth out of seeing him as champion.
WWE does that. They just says U.S. challenge, open challenge.
I'm talking about the world championship is what I'm talking about.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That I was being facetious a little bit. Like WWE does it, but they don't know how to do it correctly. What you just articulated was a good way of doing it, especially when you're trying to transition champions, which MJF just got it right back. So,
but it didn't matter. But if you didn't think of it that way, it's not like Darby had one defense and then he lost it. He like Kofi. When Kofi won the title at WrestleMania, I can name all 3 of his matches he had from WrestleMania until he got squashed by Brock because they didn't work him enough. You know what I mean? Like, or he had rematches against the same guy every like extended crap. If he'd have had banger after banger after banger after banger, and they put him up against different people, he piled up wins. By the end of that short reign, you'd have felt like, yeah, it was short, but goddamn, you know what I mean? Like he really went out there, and we saw everything of him. I think they said Jade Cargill won the title when she won it, and she only defended the title like 3 times or like 9 months or something like that.
She was off TV for half that time.
You know what I mean? Since WrestleMania, how many title defenses has the champions had? Or any of the, the world champion, Roman,
Cody had title defense?
I don't think so. You know what I mean? So it's like, if he was to lose it at this pay-per-view, it'd be like, what? Well, he didn't win the title at WrestleMania. He had the title going into Mania. Yeah. So that's a little different. But Roman, he haven't had no title defense.
I'm about to say about a week or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's had no title defenses. So you think they're going to put the title on Roman at WrestleMania? He had no matches. In his first title defense, he going to lose the title? No. But if they'd had him working a couple matches here and there, and you want to drop the title off of him, it would be more like, okay, he had a run at least. That's what I mean. If you're going out, there's a way to book a short reign. Because we lived through the Attitude Era, where the title was changing hands every month. The title
would change hands. Change hands at pay-per-view and then a Raw the next night.
It will be Roman's second defense, though. It's a second defense. It's Roman's second defense. Jacob, he beat him already.
Jacob. Yeah, he fought Jacob.
You're right, he did fight Jacob.
I said Cody. Had Cody.
Yeah, Cody was injured, wasn't he? He had the eye. But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, back in the Attitude Era, Austin will have a pay-per-view match. He will wrestle on Raw. He'll wrestle on, 2 weeks later. Shit, like that was how we became avid fans, because I get it was the competition aspect. They was trying to compete against Nitro, so they had to put on great shows every Monday night to make sure you didn't turn the channel. But now they get so complacent.
My thing is, because you bring the attitude, Eric. Like when you're used to wrestling 200 out the 365 days of the year, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's just who is you didn't know no better. You didn't know nothing else.
It's another show.
So when I see these guys now, you're on one brand, and the house show significantly took a dip. They still doing house shows, but it ain't nowhere near what it used to be. Yeah. What's your excuse, dog? What's your excuse of not being in shape? What's your excuse of not putting forth the your best
you
effort?
Come out there, every match we see should be the best effort you got because you got so little of them. I get it, you got ring rust, but bro, I agree with you. Because y'all not wrestling every night, you should be fresh, and I should get maximum effort every time I see you. We don't get that, but I know. But anyway, back to the card. It's not a bad card. You got the Brock over rematch. I think that's a lot of debate I've been hearing. You know, people thinking, "Oh, Brock gonna win." I really don't think he is. I think Brock beat him again. What you think?
I can see it going both ways. I can see them wanting a trilogy at SummerSlam, and that's how Brock goes out. I know we talked about that before, but I think, but this is the one Oba doesn't have to win because we already saw him dominate Brock at WrestleMania, so he doesn't have to win. So it can go either way. But I think this is the one where Oba wins and he gives Brock his flowers in the ring, and then we kind of end it there. But I don't think it needs to be a trilogy. You just have to figure out what to do with Oba next, and that just kind of bridges that gap.
I was definitely on the standpoint of I don't see Brock losing 2 times in a row to anybody really. I think I'm starting to go against that now. I think Oba does win. I think it's going to be definitely a longer match. Let's say that, right? I said they're going to double the time, which is a whopping like 8 minutes instead of the 4 minutes the first time,
which is good for them.
Right, and I think it'll be a nice slugfest in a sense, but you know, I need Oba to get beat up though. I don't need him to dog walk Brock again, because now he can't be Superman. Like this is wrestling. This is not the place for that. So he needs to like barely pull it out, pause, and then like, okay, cool. Now we can see where he can actually be touched. He can be pretty much get his ass whooped. But if he still wins, he still wins. But you need that doubt so other wrestlers have a legit chance of chinking his armor in a sense.
You know, I find it interesting. If you looked at the match order, apparently they released 2 of the matches. Remember, this pay-per-view is on Sunday, which I found interesting.
Sunday afternoon, right?
Yeah, WWE is at 2:00
on
Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the first 2 matches are going to be on ESPN proper, and they've announced that it's the first 2 matches, which are going to be Cody Rhodes versus Gunther, and the second match is going to be Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. So both of those matches are going to be on ESPN. Now, why do I bring that up? Do you think Gunther wins the title?
Yes.
As the first match of the show on ESPN.
Yeah.
And what does that mean to the rest of the show? You know what I mean? The booking of it. I just find that interesting. I look at those kind of things. Do they want to have Cody with it? Because Cody was all over ESPN today. Cody get a big win on ESPN as the star, Curry with the suit, carrying the belt. I can see that as well. Or do you get an inconclusive finish? And then you get a rematch at the Saudi Arabia show in a few weeks. Remember, they got another pay-per-view coming up in just a few short weeks.
At the end of the month,
in Saudi Arabia in June. Yeah, because I was looking at the Raw tickets, June 15th. They're going to be in Baltimore. And I think that's the go-home show for the Saudi Arabia show. So I'm like, man, do they kick this can down the road? I'm really like, they can go multiple ways with this. So that'll be interesting. We'll watch and track that. Other matches, Jade Cargill will challenge Rhea Ripley in a rematch from WrestleMania. I don't think this title's changing hands. I think Jade got the best of her last week on SmackDown. I think she pinned Rhea, and I think that was like to give you that okie doke. You know what I mean? Oh, she can beat her. I think Rhea retains. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. What you think, Justin?
It's hard not to go against my heart on this one. Like, I really want Jade to win. I just think that, you know, the past few months of Jade has been far better than any other stretch of Jade's career when it comes to that.
She's lit up.
The matches that she's starting to put on, you know, she's just not an impact move person anymore. And I was like, I would love to see more. I like the baddies. I still think I wish that was Jada Parker and Kalani joining for the baddies instead of the two that you picked. But you know, I'm loving what Jay's putting out, and I'm not liking Rhea. And also, I think they're doing a disservice to their own brand, really, by having her and Charlotte kind of be buddy. You know, like as we saw in this past month, Friday.
You know, the turn got to be coming, right?
It has to come, because I'm like, yo, Charlotte, Rhea, and Jade all going for, like, that's. I'll watch that. You know what I'm saying? It's time for Charlotte to get back on the single train. She done used up Alexa Bliss, all that she got. You know what I'm saying? Just like Rhea used Io Sky. Like it's there, it's done. Yeah, that's what they are. They was notable sidekicks. And let's just see it. So I hope that comes now more so than ever. But let's just say it, just for the sake of the show, I gotta pick a person. Let's go with Jade.
Calvin.
Yeah, I think Rhea retains. I think that's where we're going. I don't expect the way it appears to be going, in my opinion, a title change until we get to SummerSlam. But I think unless Jade is I don't want to say improved, but we see her week to week, we see that improvement, because she had one of the more boring title reigns, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're ready to
it wasn't her fault.
It was injury.
That's fair. That's fair, because we were waiting for Bianca to come back the entire time. That's fair. But I mean, but you knew at a point that she wasn't coming back anytime.
Somebody knew.
Somebody, yeah. And you still kind of played it along like it was going to happen. And that's the only thing I didn't like. So you're right. It's not entirely her fault. But at least have a better plan, or have another plan for her going forward.
And then finally, you got Becky Lynch defending the Intercontinental title versus Soul Rico. I'm going to be honest with you. I heard a lot about Soul and that finisher, the Soul Snatcher, and I saw her do it at the Royal Rumble, and I was like, okay. She looked good at the Rumble, man. She was sharp. She was athletic. She was crisp.
Notice I said that, people.
Ever since she's been called up, absolute trash. Like, I'm like, bro, what am I watching? Like, she botches everything. Like, is it the nerves? Is the stage too big for her? Like, I am so disinterested in this. And which is crazy to me, because I thought she had so much promise, but she hasn't won anything. Booking hasn't helped her. Like, how you get a title match and you lose all the time? Like, I'm not interested. I'm not. This is the only match where I'm like, y'all could have went a different direction with this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just seen something that they are booking Soul to be in a championship picture. I'm like, how the hell does she jump the IC to be in the championship picture? I mean, clearly, to that point, there is no championship picture, because I don't know what the is doing with the belt. And you have Io Sky just sitting right there, doing absolutely nothing. But you know, when it comes to Soul, like I said, I'm high on NXT and things of that nature. It's just, if I was telling somebody, if I was coaching, I would say, look, try to have a moveset that does not depend on ropes. Because even if you do everything perfectly, you have to then say that you have to hope that whoever put the ring crew put the ropes together
same way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Those things are variables that you put out. I said the same issue about LA Knight. LA Knight, you don't have to do that top rope. You know, LA Knight elbow drop. You can do it with the mid rope and be just fine. Why are you putting that extra difficulty and variable degrees of things could F up? And it just makes you look stupid at the end of the day. And I think Soul is just one, and she's going to be a casualty of that. I'm afraid for Javon Evans for similar reasons. Like, at least he can jump over the rope, so he doesn't have to worry about that. But
it's like, all these planches and her feet get caught on the rope and stuff like that. Like somebody gonna get killed.
You're chancing yourself way too much for it. The littlest error can lead to catastrophic.
But that move was so impressive that you just thought, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's it.
But when you watch it, as long as I watched it,
it's not impressive.
King was the first one to point out to me, and I hate that he pointed it out. It's after you see it so much, you start to look at the other people around it.
You're stupid.
So you look at the person that's about to catch the finisher, and they're almost like damn near horizontal just so she can complete the move. Yeah, I'm like, it's losing its luster in a sense. So if I'm seeing that now,
you pull out like once a year, or you know what I mean.
But that's her regular. So it's not. She needs to change that. But you can see it when she talks. I'm going to steal your soul because it's a soul snatcher. So she's a finishing move, one trick pony in a sense, right? Some people are like a theme guy, Jey Uso. You know. So some people are theme guys, some people is a finisher guy, some people are just different things, and then you got people that's just all like overall pretty good. She's a finisher person, so if she can't do that finisher, then it's like, do you have a secondary move? She doesn't.
That's why the best people, if you look at it, they got multiple moves they can go to. And I'm not necessarily saying that their finisher is replicable against anybody. That is the key. If you're going to have a finisher, that's like you have to be, even with Obafemi, and I said this, like at some point, you're not going to be able to throw everybody up in the air and then powerbomb. You're going to have to do like Undertaker had to do at some point. Once they up on that rope, like they punching you, and then you just scoot them and then power bomb, do the like last ride style. Like it got to be variations to it. The best finisher is like an RKO, like Randy Orton. I can hit it from anywhere. I can do variations off of it. There's no particular setup that has to be for me to execute it. Stone Cold Stunner. I can kick you in your gut. You lean over and stunning you. Like, you know what I mean? Those are replicable finishes. But like Kevin Owens, I used to say about Kevin Owens all the time. He got the same move as Obafemi, the pop-up powerbomb. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not going to be able to pop everybody up in the air, man. You know what I mean? And it has wear and tear on your body. And look at Kevin now. You know what I mean? So, again, yeah, you just got to be smart about it. And I get it. Everybody like, why everybody do the spear? Why everybody do certain moves? Well, they replicable, and you can hit them out of nowhere. And so, typically, when they teaching somebody young and explosive who played football, they teach you, hey, do a tackle. You know what I mean? Like, that's the bottom line. Like, Roman Reigns, tackle him. Braun Breaker, tackle him. You know what I mean? Like
Roman's Superman punch.
Replicable. Yep. Very easy. He can do that to the day he dies. I don't care if he's 60 years old.
He may not be able to jump that high, but
yeah, he can hit it.
I'm a jump halfway high, and I'm going to hit you in your face. Act like it hurt.
That's what I used to say about Sting. Sting's Scorpion Deathlock, at a certain while, bro, your knees not going to allow you to do that no more. But Ric Flair can always do the figure four because he laying on his back. You know what I mean? like it's certain things.
Well, and to that credit, that's why the Scorpion Death drop got. I mean, that was probably
he developed that
during the NWO Wolfpack era. Like I can't. You're talking, 100% sensitive because you can't do the Scorpion Death lock when you got the outsiders. You got to get these guys out of here quick. You know what I mean? So boom, I dropped you. You're out. Yep. Let's go to the next person. So on and so forth. So
and that's why Stone Cold was the best. Because remember all them guys at the sun?
It'd be chaos in the ring. Everybody gets a stunner.
The rock bottom. He started to win matches by the rock bottom versus the people's elbow, in a sense, right?
Yeah, so people's elbow wasn't even finished. That was remember it used to be a setup. You know what I mean? Like
he pinned Triple H with it.
Yeah,
I mean, pinned a lot of people with it, but it was just like the rock bottom was just a setup at first. That started to be. I mean, he does that as his finishing move, in a sense. Now, all these dudes, man, it's just Kurt Angle. You can't Olympic slam everybody. That's okay. I got this ankle out just for that. That's just what it takes. So Ruka, please go back to the drawing board. Please, you have talent. There's no denying that part of it. You just can't. You can't keep doing this flipping stuff, man, or else it's gonna get played out on top of it.
Yeah, I agree 120%. And again, when you're young and you trying to be impressive and trying to get noticed, yeah, you do flashier moves. But the more mature you get into this thing, you'll learn. You'll learn.
Shit, you see Seth Rollins, he cannot do the things he wants to do.
No,
he has to change his moveset.
Yes,
and he's doing it slowly but surely.
Remember when Randy even RKO because he kept on hurting his back or whatever, so he started punting people in the head. You know what I mean? like that was his finish for a while till he hurt people too much, so they made him stop doing it. And then what he did the last time he used it, he knocked Cody's eye into oblivion. You know what I mean? Like
Cody told him to hit him harder. Paul.
Hey man, he hit him for real.
You want the AEW style, huh?
Yeah, he gave it to him stiff. All right, pause that. But that's it for us tonight, man. It was a good show. We went over a lot. So next week, of course, NBA Finals start next Wednesday. So I was talking to Calvin, Justin, what you think? Go next Thursday night? So we do a full recap of the finals, have something to recap to, because game 1 starts next Wednesday. So Thursday work for you. I know, Calvin, you're going to be out of town.
Yeah, I'm not going to be paying attention that much on Wednesdays. If that's the case.
Let's just go Thursday, and we'll have a full recap of game 1.
Unless they down 25 at the 3, then you can.
He's not going to be in the mood.
We can still come back.
Talk it off.
You comparing them to the Cavs? Okay.
So we'll have our reaction to game 1 of the NBA Finals, and we'll also continue picking our teams, and we'll reveal, of course, our first 5, the squads that we've developed tonight, just to give you all a refresher on the teams that we came up with. I thought it was pretty fun exercise, and we'll continue to put this thing together. But Calvin, you have the New Orleans Pelicans, the Los Angeles Lakers, Orlando Magic, Portland Trailblazers, and the Charlotte Hornets. Justin, you have the Dallas Mavericks, Atlanta Hawks, Milwaukee Bucks, Brooklyn Nets, and the Philadelphia 76ers. And I have the Miami Heat, New York Knicks, Washington Wizards, Houston Rockets, and the Toronto Raptors. So I think that's a good mix of some really good franchises and some teams who haven't had the best luck over the years, but a good mix of overall talent have come through a lot of these teams, and it'll be fun to put our top 5 together. And then we're going to put it all together once we created our list, and we're going to put them in bracket style and go head-to-head after we seed them, seeds 1 through 30. We'll do 1 through 15 on each side, and then we'll take it from there. All right. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
2 things. 1, 30 years ago, Scott Hall came to the crowd. WCW started that whole movement. That was
I remember that. Yeah.
And 2, can I get a go New York, go? Some good vibes for y'all. No.
I had a sarcasm.
That was you.
Yeah, Lakers fan. Yeah. He the ops, Justin. Don't fall for it. He the ops. Anyway,
I mean, we got 18, so I'm chilling.
I refuse to.
I'm enjoying my
Any final thoughts, Justin?
Go New York, go New York, go New York, go New York, go New York.
And for that, we'll see you all next week.
Baby.
Next Thursday night, not next Wednesday.
Y'all had Batman on speed dial.
Let's go. Yes,
We'll see you next Thursday night for another edition. Get off, Dan Fitz. Have a good night, everybody.